Hi, this is Kayla with the Salty Yankee, and today I'm going to show you how to export a high-resolution PNG from an SVG file in Inkscape. So I've got my SVG here. Now, as long as this is all an SVG, so all a vector, all paths, this can be exported as a high-resolution file. If you have any other elements in here, like a digital paper or a PNG that you've brought in, it won't change to high resolution just because you're exporting it this way. You have to make sure that this is all an SVG. So I'm going to click my image, and on the keyboard, I'm going to press Control-Shift-E. That's going to bring up the export menu. You can also go to File and Export. I've got my export menu over here. So you've got these options up here: document, page, selection, or custom. We want to make sure that selection is chosen, which means it's going to export just what you have chosen. If you do page, it's going to do your entire page right here, and it will show you right here what that PNG is going to look like, and you'll have all this extra space. So you want to make sure you just choose selection, and that will be just your image here. Then you can go into image size and change how big you want the image to be, and that will in turn tell you what the DPI is and vice versa. So DPI is dots per inch, and generally for a file to be considered high resolution, it needs to be 300 or higher. But if you're printing at a large scale, you're going to want probably higher than 300, but you want to keep it low enough to where you don't have a huge file that's unable to be emailed. So if I go in here, as a rule, I like to use 500. So I'm going to put in 500 and press enter. That brings up a width and a height of 2600 and 3400, which is a reasonably sized file. If I went in and changed this to 1000 DPI, it's still a pretty reasonably sized file. So you could export it at that DPI, but it's really not necessary. 500 is fine for printing. But if you were printing like a giant banner, then yeah, go ahead and do 1000. As a rule, for width and height, if they start to exceed 10,000, that is going to be a huge file and very hard to share via email. So I would stick to 500, or you can go higher as long as it's not exceeding 10,000 in your width and in your height. So I put in the DPI, that's all set. Now I'm going to choose the file name. So I'm going to click this little folder right here, and this is where you'll go in and choose your where you want it saved, and you'll type the name here. So I'm going to name this NV, and I'm going to hit enter. And that has now exported that file, and it's done. So now if I go into my files to where it was exported, I've got it right here. I'm going to open it up, and you've got this transparent background, and you can zoom in, and it's really, really, really clean, very big, and it doesn't pixelate when you make it larger like that because it's a very high resolution file. And that's it. Thanks for watching.